but I'm gonna get my ass kicked again.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Let some will cover.
Oh, you're serious?
Meet Bo, a digital nomad from Denmark on an epic journey around the world. At the age of 50, he made a bold decision. He sold everything, his house, his car, his furniture, and set out with a quest to visit every single country in the world, documenting everything along the way. This is the Radio Vagabond podcast.
This episode of the Radio Vagabond podcast is sponsored by Hotels25.com. Hotels25.com searches all the top travel sites to find the best deals on more than 430,000 hotels around the world. Hotels25.com, it's best price guaranteed. After my days in Singapore, I got on a plane and headed north to the capital of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, or KL as the locals call it. 31 million people live in Malaysia and 1.7 million here in KL. Kuala Lumpur means muddy confluence. The confluence of two muddy rivers, Gombak River and the Klang River. The skyline of the city is well known for the two skyscrapers, Petronas Twin Towers. From 1998 to 2004, they were the highest buildings in the world. Before Taipei 101 took the title, and since then Burj Khalifa in Dubai, two buildings that I've already admired. Today, the Petronas Towers are still considered the highest twin towers in the world. I found an apartment on Airbnb that's around 10 kilometers from the towers downtown, but taxis and the SkyTrain is cheap here, so it's really not a problem. And this apartment is one of the coolest apartments I've been in on this trip, with a swimming pool, supermarket, lots of restaurants and bars, and then the apartment itself is amazing. It's in 2 floors with a staircase up to a loft bedroom and a bathroom and an incredible view from the balcony. I put some pictures and a small video presentation of my apartment on the radiovagabond.com and a link to the Airbnb site if you're ever in KL and need a place to stay. And then my host, Lake, turns out to be a super cool guy. When he heard that I was from Denmark, he automatically thought that, well, I must be good at badminton, coming from a country with proud traditions in the game and a lot of great badminton players like Peter Gade, or Peter Gade as he calls him, and then the Malaysian national coach Morten Frost is also a Dane. That's why he asked me, just when I was checking in, if I wanted to join them at their traditional Friday night badminton. Every Friday he meets with a bunch of friends to play badminton, and then after that they go to a club and get some cold beers. So, badminton and beers. Now, there's a concept. So, of course I said yes, and a couple of hours later, Lake picked me up. Your name is Leek?
Lake. Actually, it's my it's translation name for my own Chinese name. My Chinese name is actually Ling Hong Liet.
Ling Hong Ling.
Liet, yeah. So Liet is actually my last name.
Okay. A lot of Chinese names, they choose an English name, like Steve or Joe or Penny.
I don't have a Christian name. When somebody call me, my surname is Lim. When they ask me a Christian name, then I'll tell them Lake Lim.
Yeah. So you are obviously my Airbnb host, and I love you for that.
Thank you.
Because that apartment is so amazing, and you've invited me. I just came this afternoon, and you invited me to, in a few words, badminton and then beers.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it is, right?
Yeah. Badminton is actually a national game in Malaysia.
In Denmark as well?
Yeah, Denmark is very good in badminton. And then beer is an international language.
So Peter Gade and Carlsberg.
Peter Gade and and Carlsberg. Okay, well, you can see Carlsberg everywhere in Malaysia.
Yeah. So we're going to... Is that something you do every Friday night?
Yeah, it's a regular game every Friday night from 8:30 to 11.
Okay. So I'm not interrupting your game?
No. We always welcome friends. Sometimes we bring some friends from all over the world. Sometimes they bring some Japanese friends and then from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Different player.
But I know what you're thinking. You just because I'm Danish doesn't mean I'm good.
Oh, we're expecting all Danish is good in badminton.
Shit. which players from the Danish badminton do you know?
Peter Gate, Jorgensen. Denmark is the first European country which won the Thomas Cup. This is the highest. It's like the World Cup of badminton.
Yeah. Do you have some good players? Malaysian?
Yeah, in Malaysia we have the world number one single player, which is Lee Zhongwei. Yeah, Lee Zhongwei, and then we have a couple of doubles player, and then we just won Olympic silver medal for men doubles, and also mixed double.
Okay.
Yeah.
So badminton is big here.
Badminton is big here.
Yeah.
Football is also big here, but we are very bad in football.
But you like it. Yeah, that's the
But we
important
like
thing. Yeah. Yeah. And now we're gonna play some badminton.
Yeah, we are going to play some badminton.
My game was not impressive. I was no Peter Gade or Morten Frost. Every time I was playing, me and my team got our ass kicked. But I truly did the best I could, and it was very fun. So was going to a club in KL with a group of Lake's friends till the early hours in the morning. After only a few days in KL, I went on to my next stop here in Malaysia, the island of Langkawi in the northern part of the country. Here in Langkawi, I'm staying at a resort. It is so nice that I've decided to prolong my stay here with another week. The apartment that I'm living in is built on pillars above water. So when I'm sitting in the balcony facing west, I got the best sunset. And if I look down, I look into the water. I also made a small video of this place that you can see in my YouTube channel and on the radiovagabond.com. Also, I put a link to this Airbnb site, because even though it is a part of a resort with swimming pools, bars and restaurants, the units here have different owners, and I found it on Airbnb. I also became good friends with my host here. He owns 3 units as sort of an investment. One morning he showed up at my apartment with some local food called Lapak.
I want to record when you explain what that is.
A croissant is a croissant anywhere in the world, whether it's in 5-6-star hotel in Paris or in KL or Tokyo, New York, or in your country's capital city, Denmark, right? I don't know about other people's, but when I travel to any country, I want to know what the people eat, how the people live.
Yeah, the local food.
Yes, local food. That's why normally I will take my guests to the night market or morning market. Then you see, oh, this fresh fish. We don't have this type of fish in our country. Things like that. And the way I see it, I see you people from temperate countries, you fly down here, hop off the plane, hop into the taxi or whatever, and then you get to the hotel, and then you go and sunbathing on the beach. And that's it all. And after that, you reverse the thing, arrive at your country back. But then I say, what about, don't you want to taste what the people eat? How the people live? What are they doing for a living daily? What about the farmers? They are planting paddy, wet paddy and dry paddy. So you're wondering, yes, you have heard of water buffalo. Does it look like a cow or bison or what? Get close to the people, and these people are friendly people. And sometimes they feel honored when you're asking, oh, how do you do this? I used to eat rice. Say, but I've never seen it done. Like that. Or maybe only TV, you cannot touch it. It's not yet up to that.
And smell it.
Yeah, touch, smell, experience is another.
Exactly,
Yeah.
What I tried to do when I was in Taiwan, I went to a night market with a local couple, and they showed me all the different weird food.
Yes,
and to me it was weird, like pig's blood, and
Yes, to the extremes.
I tasted it. Some of it I liked, some of it I didn't like, but I tasted it.
Yes.
The only time when I've said no was when I was in the Philippines and they asked me, "Would you like some balut?" And I. Yeah, you know the egg with the with
almost
the
hatch.
yeah.
Watching the photos only, I think I'm not going to do it.
No,
Yeah.
I simply could not do it.
And we are amazed, but how come they call it a delicacy? We can hardly touch it actually. Okay, so what we see on TV, and only when we say Asian, you think Asian must look like Chinese, this kind of face like that. But when you get to Taiwan and you get to other Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, then you see when you go to the night market or the morning market, no, the food is different. There are many type of Asians actually. That is what tourism is all about.
What I try to do on this trip is really get into the local culture as much as I can, and I also now I stay in this beautiful place, but sometimes I stay at couch surfing where I stay with the locals. I did that, for instance, in Moldova, where I stayed with a local guy who was unemployed, and it was the best experience because you really get to feel the local culture.
Yeah, when you get to meet all these people who have been unemployed, then you really get in touch with the real blood and vein of the people. You go down there, you see how they survive.
Okay, you were at the night market last night, and here you are with something that's wrapped in some kind of leaf, or what is it?
Make a lucky guess then.
It's like a Christmas present. It's wrapped in a leaf. It's
what kind of leaf do you think it is? I let you smell it.
I would guess it's banana leaf.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it's around 1 inch by
1 inch by 4,
I think.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Okay.
And what is inside?
Yeah,
Some,
let's
I bet
open
I
it.
bet some kind of rice, or it's not pig blood.
If you want to, first one thing, I'm a Muslim. Muslim, there are things that we are forbidden to eat.
After tasting pig bloods, I'm think about converting to Muslim.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's not easy to be a Muslim, but sometimes you know, like what Kennedy used to say, why we want to go to the moon, because it's hard to go there.
Exactly.
Yeah, if not, everybody is there already before us. Yes. So a thrill come when we are doing something different, something hard. Yeah. Okay. Let's open it. This thing in Malaysia is called Lapak. 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 But nicely wrapped in banana leaves. Okay. Open it like this. Banana leaf, and what's inside?
It's,
what is it?
What is that? Some kind of fish?
No. This is banana plus wheat flour plus a little sugar.
Oh, nice.
So it's banana.
So it's all banana.
Yeah. So
Wrapped in banana.
yeah, I like to take fruits right early in the morning, whether fresh fruit or fruit derivatives like this. Okay.
Is the banana mushed up before?
Yeah, mushed up, and then they combine it together with wheat flour and a bit of sugar, and then wrap it nicely like this, and then they steam it. So no oil involved.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you want to have a taste. I have another. You can take it all actually.
Okay.
And don't worry, it's just fruit.
Yeah, exactly.
How does it taste?
Taste a lot like the banana, and
Yeah, the banana taste is there. But this one is nicely done. By looking at this, I know that this is done by somebody who is expert in doing it.
when I put my teeth in it the first time, I thought, I don't know if I'm gonna
Something
like
like
this,
a jelly like that?
but I really like it. I really like it. Yeah.
This is very nicely done. Lapak. Lapak pisang. Pisang means banana. Banana lapak.
So could you just for the tape say your name and who you are, how old you are, and stuff like that?
Okay, a lucky guess again. How old do you think I am?
27.
Are you trying to compliment me or making me feel good or what? Honestly, looking at me, how old do you think?
That was my guess after seeing your pictures. Now I've seen you in real life. I would say 64. No, no, you're 42.
I'm 51, just like the recent October. I'm 51.
Okay.
Born 1965.
How old am I?
I think you are 45, I think.
I'm 52.
Oh, 52, just 1 year ahead of me.
I just turned 52, actually.
Yeah, man. No, when you are not obese, you feel good.
Oh, thank you.
But from the heavy one, if you can cut on that, you get, I think, 5 years younger.
Yeah,
you look 5 years younger. Okay, I'm Sulaiman. Okay, actually, owning this the 3 units of a suite apartment here is an investment. Actually, this is not my real core business. My real core business is chocolate, but I'm not producing ordinary chocolate. I'm producing functional chocolate.
Functional
Functional.
chocolate.
That means a chocolate or like this, I can turn it into a functional lapat also, functional cake. Okay, a functional ice cream. That means you put ingredient in there that serve a function. The chocolate, I have 4 types of chocolate. One is for good brain or memory performance.
What would you put in?
Certain herbs. All the chocolate I'm making, I put herbs, certain type of herbs into the chocolate, and it bring the desired purpose. So this Indian pennyworth or Centella asiatica, that's the Latin name for it, scientific name for it. It has been known for centuries as the brain tonic. So you add it into chocolate. Your chocolate serve a purpose for making your brain perform better. So for 9 years, we've been helping a toddler, 6-month-old toddler. They started giving it to their school-going children. Whoa, they perform better now. But then I have parents telling us that, no, I've given it to my 1-year-old, 1.5 years old, and also 6-month-old baby. Huh? I said, really? You're very good. You're very articulative. That's how I have to base it on people experience. Because I have no kid on my own. I'm not married. I'm single. That's how this chocolate Minda. Chocolate Minda means brain chocolate.
Good tasting medicine.
Yeah.
Is it only sold here in Malaysia?
It has been Malaysia, Brunei, Singapore, and Indonesia. If there are people who are interested to take it to their countries, you can.
I'll put a link in the show notes. So
put a link, but you have to translate it because our Facebook page and our website are in the Malay language.
Sulaiman also makes functional chocolate that's good for the skin and slows down the aging process.
It's for your skin, to reduce wrinkle, slow down your aging process, things like that, making your skin stronger.
The third one is a chocolate for women that makes them look better and their boobs to grow bigger. I kid you not.
It helps women to look younger. They boost their breasts, making it like young girl's breast, young woman's breast, their buttocks, and make their body shapely like a woman's body shape, not like a man or semi-man.
I bet a lot of women would like the thought eating chocolate could make their boobs look greater.
Yeah. In Japan, they've done it. They call it the F-cup cookies. F-cup make it bigger. Yes, this thing also can make breast bigger. Remember, I've been selling it for 7 years.
So there's a brain chocolate, a skin chocolate, and a boob chocolate. The last of his 4 products is called
Mama Milky. Mama Milky.
Mama Milky?
Okay, so this chocolate is for those breastfeeding mothers to enhance their milk production. So I mix certain herbs, certain plants into chocolate, and in turn into a chocolate who can help breastfeeding mothers get more milk.
Today, Sulaiman is doing well. He owns 3 units in a resort here in Langkawi and a chocolate factory. But he tells me that he comes from a poor background as a son of a rubber tapper.
Yes, I've counted coins to pay my rent. I've been through it all. And I was the son of a poor rubber tapper. My mother and father tap rubber. And rubber, we do...
Say that again?
Rubber tapping. You know?
Rubber tap.
Yeah, to get rubber latex from the tree, and from that you get all those rubber products, tires, balloons, and most importantly, surgical gloves.
So how is that exactly done? You put a small thing on the tree that will collect
It's like this. So they make a cut on one side of the tree, and then put a spout there and put a cup, and they collect the latex. So that's rubber tapping. But
But you come from a poor family?
yeah, rubber tapping is not a lucrative business. It's poor people tap rubber, and agriculture people anywhere in the world, they are mostly poor people. It's the middleman who make lots of money. So you know how much you're paying for surgical glove or certain tires. But rubber now costs what? A kilo of rubber lump is around 0.3, 0.4 US dollars. Something like
It
that.
takes a lot of dripping in cups.
Yeah, at least 3 or 4 hours like that. That's why farmers are mostly poor people. But tapping rubber in my family, in my parents, it's not like other rubber tappers in Malaysia. We started rather late. They started sometime at 6 a.m. but we came back at 6 p.m. So almost 12, 14 hours of work. That's working with my parents every day, day in, day out. No, I have
So
good,
were you sort of destined to be a rubber tapper yourself?
I break
Yeah.
away from the way of living of my family. Yeah, I broke away from it. In Malaysia at that time, in the 70s, 60s, 70s, when you are good in school, the government will pluck you from the rural areas and send you to boarding school. Special boarding school where normally only affordable by the rich. But the government will
Sort
pay for it
of
all.
a scholarship from the government.
Yeah, scholarship, or they simply put it there and you study for almost free, and they will take care of everything. That's how they want to uplift the living standard of rural people. Get their son and daughters to study well so that later on they can become doctors, engineers.
Or chocolate factory.
Yeah.
owners.
Okay. And we were part, Malaysia, at that time, Malaysia was part of the British Empire. So I went to boarding school in another state.
At what age?
12. 11 something actually. I was rather lucky actually. Allah, God determines it that way.
He starts laughing when I ask him about
What's
his
your
personal dreams for the future.
in your life?
I have a friend here in Langkawi Island who's been saying to me for so many times already, I should retire and I'm thinking of retiring.
But you're only 51.
Yeah, but like I said, this train, high-speed train is moving. I cannot simply jump off it.
And then you're thinking about jumping.
Yeah. Sometimes we have an ambition, you know. If I can go on and do it very well, my ambition is, for now, is to make the company very big so that it can be a charitable company. So that a certain percentage of the income will be used to do charity actually. Because however rich you are, ask Bill Gates, ask the Sultan of Brunei or King of Saudi Arabia, how many plates can you eat for lunch? How many pieces of pizza can you eat for dinner? A chicken chop? How many? Not that much, right? After the second helping, you got enough already. So, there must be a reason why sometimes Allah, the God, give you something. You know, that's why I went at length telling you about my life story so far. Because it's sometimes when God show you a path, just follow it. He knows better. We are just mere mortals, mere humans. God knows better. As you see, once you have enough for yourself, there must be a reason sometimes why God, Allah give you money. When you got enough, what else you do with your money? One thing that can shield you from the hellfire is sadaqah or donation or charity. Because our Prophet say in the hereafter, the day of judgment, those rich people have a hard time explaining what they have done with their wealth when they were living in this mortal world. So actually wealth is not something for you to show off. Yeah, you can enjoy it up to a certain point. After that, you just looking, it's rather stupid, what, right?
By now you've heard Sulaiman mention Allah and God a few times. Remember that we're in a Muslim country and I could feel that he was religious. When I ask him directly, he says that on a scale from 1 to 10, he's probably a 3. He doesn't feel like a good Muslim. He skips prayers once in a while, or as he says, I'm a lazy prayer. Nevertheless, what happens now is that we have a long talk about religion after telling him that I'm an atheist.
It's a great sin.
Some of the things that came up in this conversation was the Islamic view on homosexuality and the evolution theory.
If I were to rebut your opinion of being atheist, then who's putting you through hard life? Because you don't believe in God, right?
No.
Then it must be yourself, huh? So, who made that? Yourself? There must be somebody, right?
Nature? Why must there be somebody?
Really, nature. Then how come on the moon there's no water? It should be water, what? Nature? Why is it that on Earth there's water but not on the moon? Because nature, it's natural to have a planet, to have water, and the water becomes vegetation.
And you're saying that's God?
Actually, in Islam, there are just two classes of something in this world: the creator and the createe.
But what
So
if I'm the opinion that the reason that things work here is evolution and the way that the strongest species survive? All in all, it was a very interesting discussion about two different ways of looking at the world and the way it was created. All with total respect for the other person's opinion, even though it's the Islamic belief that being an atheist is very sinful.
Because as a Muslim, honestly speaking, to be an atheist is very sinful. You don't even recognize that God exists. Your creator. It's just like you don't even recognize your parents made you born into this world. It's like that. No, don't worry. I'm not angry at you.
It went on for a very, very long time. For a lazy Muslim, as he calls himself, he was really putting an effort into telling me about Islam. Honestly, at one point I felt that it was almost too much. But listen to what Sulaiman tells me here. The reason he's telling me about Islam is not to convert me. He gave me information so that he, when standing on Judgment Day, can honestly say that at least he told this Danish atheist about the good things about being a Muslim. That he could honestly say that he didn't miss the chance. At least he would be able to say that he did what he could to inform me. I felt that it was really because he liked me and he would feel sorry if I would burn in hell just because I hadn't discovered the real God.
Yeah.
Do you feel I'm lost and I'm missing out on some of the good stuff?
That's why I say I'm not pulling you to Islam.
No.
I'm giving you information so that in the year after, when before God, the angel said, you miss your chances. Remember when you met Palebo? Remember? Yes. He stayed 2 weeks at my place. Wow, very nice guy. Yes. Do you say anything to him about Islam? No. Why? That's why he died a non-believer. Because so that in the hereafter, if they mention you, I've done my responsibility. I told him already.
Oh, you've done a lot.
Yes, and he doesn't believe in the thing. He's steadfast, holding on to his belief. His chosen path. Then God say, it's not your.
The island of Langkawi is really, really a nice place. I rented a car and went to the Sky Bridge. It's a really unique bridge where you can walk above the treetops and get an amazing view of the whole island. Truly a unique experience. I also went to a crocodile farm and saw a lot of monkeys at the roadside. At one point I was almost attacked by a monkey and quickly got back in the car. This episode of the Radio Vagabond podcast is sponsored by Hotels25.com. Hotels25.com searches all top travel sites to find the best deals on more than 430,000 hotels around the world. Hotels25.com, it's best price guaranteed.
If you like this podcast, please subscribe in iTunes or the podcast app on your smartphone. You can see pictures, watch videos, and read much more on the radiovagabond.com. Pale can be reached for interviews and public speaking gigs on mail at theradiovagabond.com.
Almost 2 weeks in Langkawi. That was really, really nice. Make sure that you also put Langkawi on your bucket list. But now I'm off to my next stop, which is going to be Thailand, and I'm so looking forward to that. My name is Palabo, and I got to keep moving. See you.